Speak, friend. Strength. Go forth to victory. For the Horde. What brings you here? Mukra! Victory!
Victory lies ahead. I need to target something first. Have a target. I require a target. I do not have a target. I must get closer. Require a target. Too far away. I need to target something first. I require a target. I am out of range. I must get closer. I target something first. I am out of range. Too far away. I am out of range. I do not have a target. I need to target something first. I require a target. target. I need to target something first. I cannot attack that.
James Filer for killing her cat when he shot it with a bow and arrow. James says he thought it was a raccoon.
All rise.
This is case number 538 on the calendar in the matter of Arvidsson versus Filer. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Miss Arvidsson.
Yes.
The defendant shot your cat.
Correct.
With a with a bow and arrow.
Correct.
The cat was treated, but unfortunately died as a result of the injuries. You want the defendant to be responsible for not only all the vet bills, but also for the pain and suffering of your family and for punitive damages. Mr. Filer says that he mistook your cat for a raccoon. He did, in fact, shoot it. It was on his property when he shot it, and he doesn't think he is responsible. I'd like you to show me, Mr. Filer, on your diagram, where the cat was. What was the date?
It was October 22nd is when I found my cat. I believe it happened October 21st that evening.
And it was an outdoor cat?
Indoors and outdoors. He was declawed and fixed. He was
How long had you had him?
7 years. He was a gift to my daughter, Abigail, when she turned 6, from my sister, Sarah.
What kind of cat?
It was all gray, just a farm cat.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, when I first saw the cat, which I thought was a raccoon, I had a dumpster sitting here. It was a construction dumpster, which was there because of our shed that was just in the process of being constructed. I pulled in the driveway. This was 9:30 at night, so it was dark out. I pulled in the driveway with my wife and some of our kids, and I saw what appeared to be, well, it was eyes over the tarp that I had a deer hide. I shot a deer the day before with my bow, and I had the hide wrapped in a tarp, waiting to go to a Hides for Habitat. They make stuff out of the proceeds, go back into the environment. I saw eyes over a tarp that was rolled over, that was approximately 20 pounds. Hard for me to see a cat without claws rolling that over. Anyway, in my mind, I saw a raccoon. I stopped the car about here. I walked in the side of our garage door, through the house. I grabbed my bow, out the front door and around the back, and at this point, the cat was right here. At this point, I still appeared to be a raccoon. All I saw was a dark silhouette. I'm a proficient shot. I took the shot. I hit it. I heard a real gut-roll growl. It did not sound, I mean, I went to work the next day. One of the guys there, I told him I finally got the raccoon I was telling you about. At that point, I still believed I shot a raccoon. I ran this way, the arrow intact. After later investigating, I saw where my shot hit the narrow side of the cement sidewalk. You see a divot. It didn't. It passed through the cap, but not all the way through the cement, stopped it. I used my shed as a backdrop. It was still in construction, so I wasn't going to damage anything.
Just a second. Step back. When you found the cat, did the cat have the arrow? No.
No, Your Honor. It went completely through the cat.
Okay. Where do you live?
Rural Minnesota. We live, it's considered the city of St. Augusta.
You live in Minnesota?
Yes.
And the town?
St. Augusta.
You said that you shot a deer.
Yes.
previously. Is there a deer hunting season?
Yes, archery season open, yes.
When did it open?
It's usually right around the 15th of September. So I've been
Until when?
Until in our area, I think it's the end of December. It splits out, I believe, yet.
Do you need a hunting license? I know in some places you need a license to shoot deer.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Yes.
What's the law with regard to raccoons? Is not an answer, Mr. Filer. Are you allowed to shoot raccoons?
Causing damage to your private property, yes.
Well, you didn't tell me that this animal was causing damage to your property.
We had...
You didn't tell me that this animal was causing damage. You said that you saw it and it was around a tarp. That's what you told me. It wasn't causing any damage. I'll get to you in a minute. I've also had some experience with raccoons, places where I lived, where you had to call animal control, where they came and they trapped them. Yeah. You weren't allowed to kill them, whether you liked it or not, because raccoons sometimes make a big mess. They get into the most carefully prepared garbage. But I remember how cunning they are. I remember coming out after Valentine's Day and they had gotten into a box of Valentine's Day candy that I wanted to get rid of. And they had actually opened the wrappers with their little fingers. You still can't kill them. Unless you tell me your jurisdiction is different.
We actually had a conversation, an employee of ours that was there.
Listen, unless you have a statute to show me, sir, that gives a homeowner the right to shoot wild animals, other than those licensed, you are not allowed to shoot a raccoon. You may be allowed to shoot a wild animal if they threaten you, but clearly this was not, because you pulled up to your driveway, you take it around, managed to get your bow and arrow, but it just as easily shone the lights on it or humped your horn, and maybe it would have gone away, but you didn't do that.
Your Honor?
Yes.
And she can probably identify with this as well. We have had, especially this past fall, with damage being caused by raccoons at our house. We've had things off our garage. Actually, we had
I do not have a target
in our garage. We took them all. We got them their shots. We found the father and the mother. They've both been fixed by us at our expense. This all happened before. I'm not some evil cat killer. We have 4 outside cats as a result of this litter. We have 2 inside cats that we've had for 13 years.
So you made a mistake.
Absolutely, and I said that.
You made a mistake. You made a mistake. Okay, because you're not allowed to shoot a raccoon. This raccoon you didn't catch in your house.
It was, sorry.
And it wasn't a raccoon. So you made a mistake. And you made a mistake. You're responsible for it. So you found out about it. I don't have to the condition of the cat because that would be hard on you and even harder on you. The cat went to bed.
First of all, Your Honor, you are taught as an avid hunter, you better be able to identify what you're shooting.
He made a mistake. I don't think he intended to shot your cat. I don't think that he intentionally. He clearly doesn't like cats.
But if you bring up the past history between the two of us, you would feel it was intentionally. And when I approached Mrs. Filer after it happened, I came up to the apartment, I seen her go to the vehicle, and I said, I cannot believe Jim shot my cat. I cannot believe you guys would do this to us. I have an appointment. If they had any remorse, Jackie would have been, oh my God, a cat? We thought we shot a raccoon. There was no limit whatsoever, and she drove out of the
It's unfortunate that these are neighbors and you've had bad blood between the two of you.
Yes. Since I was a PCA for them, one of their foster children, and I worked with the same child at the high school, and as soon as the foster children started speaking to me and letting me know what was going on in their home, and they knew I knew, Jackie fired me as a PCA.
What's a PCA?
A personal care assistant, Your Honor. They fired me, and we have had problems since.
Oh, that's too bad. You own your home?
Yes.
That's unfortunate. Terrible way to live. Not being happy with your neighbors. How long have you been for that?
Approximately from October 22nd to the 29th.
I need to target something first.
Your Honor, we had to go up there every evening and feed him. That was the only way he would eat.
And what was the vet bill?
The vet bill totaled, after putting him to sleep, it was $15 to put him to sleep, and the grand total of the bet was $579.21, which I believe our vet was very generous to us. It probably would have cost more. I have a recommendation. It was recommended by my vet on the 29th after we brought it back.
I do not have a
to the
target.
University of Minnesota. There was no more we could do for him. His rectum and his intestines were severed in half. Okay, so
that's not going to make her feel better.
Exactly. The point of it is that the infection was so severe, for as long as he sat with it inside him, probably could get
I require a
that
target.
the tissue was breaking down. So the University of Minnesota, I have an estimate, it was like $5,000. You needed so much down. And me and my husband spoke to our children, and we decided to let this rest.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today, Vicki Arvidsson says neighbor James Filer killed her cat when he shot it with a bow and arrow. James says the cat was on his property.
How much did the defendant offer to compensate you for the cat's victims?
$300, Your Honor. And we had spoke with them back and forth. That's all we wanted was the vet bill paid. That's all we wanted. And they both knew how much it cost. And Jackie made me an offer of $300.
Okay, and you rejected that?
Absolutely.
Did you get a new cat?
No.
Would you like one?
Yeah, but there wouldn't be one to replace the cat that I had.
I understand, but sometimes that happens. So I think you should get one. And I think that the defendant should pay for it. You agree?
Mm-hmm.
You only had one cat?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you stand up next to your mom? Did you ever look to see different kinds of cats?
We will persevere. We never looked because we just never did.
Okay. Well, pick out a nice one. They're going to pay for it. And the vet bill to get it shots and get set up so that you can have an indoor-outdoor cat like you had before. Not exactly whiskey. It was whiskey, wasn't it?
Yes.
You won't be outdoors.
But you'll fall in love again.
Yes.
Okay? $579 is what you owe her for the vet bills. I'm also awarding them an additional $300 in order to purchase a cat, take care of the vet bills for a new cat, because that I think is reasonable. $879. Judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
My wife came over to where I work and told me that what I thought was a raccoon was in fact their cat.
He admitted it was dark out. He couldn't see what he was shooting at, but yet he sees a silhouette.
My blood ran cold. I was like, oh, we're cat lovers.
And there's a rod head on the end of an arrow, so whatever he was trying to shoot, he was intentionally trying to kill it.
I felt terrible. I feel terrible today.
A lot of bad blood between the two of us.
There is a wound section between us. It's not going to
I do not have a
It's hard to believe that it was
target.
not intentional.
I just hope it doesn't reflect negatively on the hunting community.
I just hope this sends a point out to all the hunters out there.
This is not a hunting scenario. This is a man protecting his private property from varmints.
Make sure you identify what you're shooting at before you shoot.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hammond versus Fisher. Step forward.
Sharon Hammond is suing bicyclist Robert Fisher for crashing into her while she was jogging. Robert says the accident was Sharon's fault.
Miss Hammond, you were running on a track that's designed for both runners and bicyclists. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Fisher, you were on a bicycle.
Yes, I was biking.
And you were biking on the same track.
He's our friend.
You were injured
I was.
in a collision with Mr. Fisher's bicycle. He was also injured, and you want him to pay for your medical bills. He wants you to pay for his medical bills. Just preliminarily, this happened on what date?
July 13th, 2007.
Friday the 13th.
Have you been a regular on that track?
Yes.
And you, Mr. Fisher? Yes. You know the rules of the road?
Very well.
I need to target something
Never had a problem.
first.
When one is on foot and one is on a bike, who has the right of way?
Oh, pedestrians. I always try. I'm trying to be very cautious of pedestrians.
Always have the right
Yes.
of way. And they always have the right of way, Mr. Fisher, because the motor vehicle department said people who are using instrumentality that is potentially dangerous have to be very vigilant. That's why you're supposed to keep a certain distance back, a certain distance away from the car in front of you. You're supposed to be able to maneuver if
I
the
require
driver
a
is
target.
potentially a dangerous vehicle. So I read your answer very clearly. And your answer said that you saw Miss Hammond running in front of you.
Yes.
And you saw a bicyclist who was evidently behind you at some point come around you, come towards her very fast. That's what you say in your answer.
Yeah, he passed me.
Yes, no, past you and came next to her very fast and very close to her.
Yes.
So he wasn't paying attention, you believed, to her.
Well, yes, definitely.
And as a result of him, this is your statement, that close to her and so quickly, she jumped out of the way. That's what you said.
Close. She actually just kind of took a few steps to the right in the opposite direction that he passed me from.
Correct.
And then she overcorrected after he passed a few steps, and she slightly obstructed my way. So.
You should have been in a position to stop fast, not her. If the bicyclist who spooked her, scared her, made her flee, caused her to run, put her in a circumstance where she was in front of your bike and you had seen her, you should have been able to avoid this accident. She couldn't have avoided the accident.
Well, it was completely unexpected, Your Honor. The bicyclist, I wasn't expecting
That's
the
what
bicyclist to
happened,
pass her.
sir.
No.
That, Mr. Fisher.
I know.
I got it.
No, I know the bicyclist passed her unexpectedly. He did a very quick vehicle around her. I wasn't expecting to do that. It caught me off guard. There are two bicyclists coming the other lane towards us. That's why he made that fast pass. He wanted to pass her, so he didn't have to slow down to wait for those other bicyclists to
So he
pass
was
him.
behaving in an irresponsible
Right.
way. You're on a bicycle. You have the ability And you have to have the ability to control that bicycle because that bicycle is potentially a dangerous instrument. If she ran into somebody else, she might knock them down and hurt them. But if you're going at a substantial rate of speed on a bicycle, you're going faster on your bike than she's running.
Yes,
right?
no, yes, definitely.
So
I cannot
sheer
attack
velocity
that target.
suggests that you get hurt if somebody goes into you, fast rate of speed, on a vehicle, bicycle, motorbike, automobile. I don't think either one of you intended to be in an accident that day.
No, of course not.
Your Honor, I have a medical record here where he states that he hit me and it was his fault.
I'd like to see it.
I don't know of any medical record that says that. So.
And that he said that he was...
We don't shout here. Did you go into the hospital, sir?
Yes, I did.
Patient here, SP cycling versus pedestrian accident. SPT, who hit patient from behind, describes the events as he was looking away for a moment, means you told somebody at the hospital that you were looking away for a moment as he was following another cyclist closely, and he suddenly saw the runner, the patient, in front of him. He slammed on his brakes, but he hit her from behind on the left side, knocking her to the ground.
I don't know who typed that up, but it's their recollection. It wasn't what I said. I didn't sign any statement.
I don't care whether you signed the statement or not. Whatever, Mr. Fisher. It's pretty much what I said. You have the responsibility, sir. You're driving the bicycle. You're going at a fast rate of speed. You see another cyclist coming quickly behind you, getting into a situation with her that was potentially dangerous because he wanted to get in front of other cyclists.
I couldn't see the cyclist from behind me, though.
No. Don't get smart with me. The bicyclist was behind you, came around you.
Yes.
And it's your, Mr. Fisher, it's your responsibility. You are driving a dangerous instrument.
Right, Your Honor, I think I took responsibility with I think the x-ray shows I took responsibility.
No, you didn't, sir. You just got a broken leg.
No, well, the way I broke my leg is very clear. If you look, I broke my leg because I put my foot down to try and stop my bike to avoid doing any sort of harm to the runner. My shin bone jammed up, hit my finger and broke into 3 places.
What does that have to do with the lawsuit?
Your Honor,
you mean, just a second, is what you're telling me, Mr. Fisher, that you got punished enough?
No.
Is that your defense?
No, I would do it again. I'm just saying that I think
again, you would be more careful, Mr. Fisher. If you had to do it again, you would have been more careful. And if you saw that 2 bicyclists were coming from this way, you had a runner in front of you.
Hello.
You see somebody as they pass coming from behind you. Now in front of you, you might have slowed down immediately and not blamed her for jumping out of the path, which is really what she did. What you say she did. I didn't ask her anything. You say she jumped out of the path of somebody who was acting in a negligent fashion, and you have to be in a position of stopping. That's why people who drive in cars, it is always the fault of the person behind. Because if you're behind your car, and if that car swerves to avoid a deer in the road, you're supposed to be far enough behind that car so that when you apply the brakes, you're able to stop without hitting them. Used to be you have to be 1 car length for every so many miles you're driving per hour so that you can, in fact, stop. And the same thing should be true if you're driving a bicycle. Something that could potentially cause serious physical injury, not only to yourself, but to somebody else. You have to be in a position to stop. Fast is nice. Doesn't always work. Sorry. How much were your medical bills?
$1,168.67, ma'am.
And that's what you're suing for?
Yeah.
It's yours. Judgment for the plaintiff. Your counterclaim's dismissed.
Thank you.
I need to target something
23-year-old Melanie Clegg is suing her ex-boyfriend, 29-year-old Newell Olmsted, for 3 months' worth of rent and for the cost of a television.
All rise. Right in the courtroom.
I do not have a target.
Case number 25 on the calendar in the matter of Clegg versus Olmsted.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Judge Pies has been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Mr. Olmsted, the plaintiff indicates in her complaint that you purchased a television set while the 2 of you were together, and you lived together for a period of time. You separated, and Ms. Clegg indicates that you separated because she found out some things that she didn't know about you. So that'd be a fair statement. Mm-hmm. You have the television set. The payments for that television set was still outstanding when she left. It was some $1,200 left.
It was $1,257.
And on whose credit was it purchased?
Mine.
You got the TV?
Yes, ma'am.
You want the TV?
That's my TV, yeah.
It's not your TV unless you pay for it.
I did pay for it.
Show me. What date did you separate?
We separated in December.
December 2009.
2008.
Okay. After December of 2008, she says that when you separated, there was $1,257 still owing.
There was only $1,000 owed on it, and I transferred that money into her account in January. 2 transactions from my account to her account for $500 each a transaction. She didn't pay it off in time. Then the interest kicked in. There's 2 transactions. There's one on the first transaction, 3 transactions to her account equaling $1,500. The third one was for a credit card that she said I owed her $500 on, so I paid that as well.
Okay, explain that to me.
He did transfer money into my account. It was for a credit card that he had on my name because he didn't have good credit, so he could not get any credit in his name.
Well, how much was owed on the credit card at the
time? There was $400. The balance was $1,000. There's $400 charge, and it says on here for attorneys for his divorce. And he also owed me for his child's dentist that I was paying, which I have proof here also that I was paying.
I'm not getting so involved in this complicated case. You understand that?
Yes. And
I want to know how much was owed on this credit card when you separated in December.
$1,062.
Take a look at this.
All that one is the phone.
The only thing on this that I owe was $400, and I paid her $500.
$404.
She paid my retainer for my attorney for my divorce with this credit card. Okay.
How much?
She paid $400.
Yes.
I paid her $500 for the interest. So I transferred $500. There's 3 transactions there of $500 apiece.
And so what you're telling me is none of those other transactions on that credit card are yours?
I mean, no.
Look carefully.
That's only 1 month statement.
That's dinner.
I wasn't trying to get for that credit card. I was just saying that some of it.
She asked me.
No. Listen to me, Miss Clegg, very carefully. I see he transferred $1,500 to you the end of December and the beginning of January.
$1,500?
Yeah, 3 payments of $500. 2 on January 7th and 1 on January 21st.
I did not get those transactions.
Those are my bank records from my bank account to her bank account. So I don't know how she couldn't have got them.
Miss Clegg, I just need your checking account for the months of December and January.
Here we go.
December 2008, January 2000.
Got the withdrawals or just the deposits that he had given me?
I require a target.
Should have it. Transfer from. I have 1 January 7th for $500 that you did in fact get. There is only 1 on January 7th for $500, sir, not 2.
Oh, you know what? The one that says Clegg L, that's a different account. I transferred that because she said that she needed to put it into a savings account. So
Just a second. You have 2 that you've outlined on January 7, both to Clegg M.
Okay.
She only received 1, but they're 2 different numbers. Hold on a second.
Yeah, there's 2 bank accounts. I mean, one of them was
whoa. Wait a second. How many different bank accounts do you have?
I have 2 savings, and I have 1, which the L is my mother.
That's where you told me to transfer.
No. I have 2 different savings account numbers.
Yes, I do. I have 2 accounts. I have
2
that's
different
my
savings
mom's, and
accounts.
I have 2 other savings accounts.
Show me those 2 savings accounts.
I can show you on the internet. I don't have anything with that because
show me on the internet.
Yeah, there's nothing. I have nothing.
Well, then you take a look at these.
Okay. Yeah, Clegg L is my mother, not me.
I just put it in the account. She told me to put it in.
You owe my mother money.
Oh, now I owe her mother money.
Nope. I believe you. Mr. Olmsted,
Yes, ma'am.
I see where you gave her $1,500. She says she only received one payment of $500. That's a lie.
What do you mean?
She received 3 payments of
Blades never
$500.
dull.
2 went into her savings accounts and 1 went into her checking account.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't believe that he only gave you 1 payment of $500. Now,
One of the Plague L is my mom.
I don't care.
But that goes towards the TV?
His defense is that he gave you money after he moved out. Some of it was for his credit card, for his lawyer, and some of it was for the TV, $1,000 for the TV, which at that time, that's what was owed on the TV, which he paid for. He said the fact that you didn't make the payment on it and it went up to $1,200 is not his problem. If I believe him, then he doesn't owe you any money for the TV.
I put $1,000 down on that TV too, which I have proof of.
I don't care. TV, listen to me. All I'm concerned about is whether when you moved out there was any money due and owing on the television that he kept. And there was.
Yes.
And I find that he paid you for it. Now, the next thing I'm going to go over with you, what you say
Blood
you
and
loaned
thunder.
him for
For the
rent.
horse.
Now I'll hear what you say you loaned him for rent. After you broke up, after you moved out, go.
I paid $2,600 to rent. He came to me in January of '09 and asked me if I could help him because he could not afford it and it would not look good in his divorce if he didn't have a place to stay. So I paid in January 2nd, I believe it is, I paid $995, which he was planning on paying me after his divorce. And
Just a minute. Put your hand down. I saw it. Didn't you see me looking at you?
Well, I just making sure you saw me.
I couldn't miss it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Why did you move out in December?
he was with my sister's best friend.
Well, that's a very good reason
That's
to leave.
not true, Your Honor. She cheated on me.
I don't care. Actually, that's for another program, another time slot, not mine.
And later today,
I don't think you were trying to get a parking space. I don't think that that's what you were trying to do. I think that you...
I don't even live over there.
Only one attitude here, and that's mine.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Melanie Clegg claims ex-boyfriend Newell owes for rent and a television. Newell claims he's already paid his
I need
debt.
to target
Now,
something
first
first.
show me proof that you gave him $2,600.
Here's that 1, 2, 3.
Don't give him anything. What are you showing me here?
The withdrawals out of the account were the rent for his house. That's a Wells Fargo account. It goes into a Bank of America account. And I had cash so that it wasn't the exact same amount every single month because I was...
Did she give you any money towards rent?
Didn't give me any money. She paid. I mean, yes, she did go pay the rent for us.
When?
January, February, March, but she received half the rent from him, so I don't know why she pulled out
On 1
$900.
month.
Shh. January, February, March. Now, she was not living with you then.
No, she moved out in December. Just stuck us with everything. Just moved out.
And who were you living with at that time?
He moved in, or he decided to stay to help me with the rent since she moved out.
Was this apartment in both your names or just your name?
It was just in my name, but we lived there together, yeah.
Did you move in together or did she move
December,
in?
yes. We moved in together in December of '08, and she moved out in December of '08.
Where had you been living before?
We had a house that we rented for a year. The lease was up. We wanted to get into a cheaper place, so we got into a place
I require a
$300 less a
target.
month.
When you lived in the house, were you sharing expenses?
Yes.
And why did you move out in December?
Because he was with my sister's best friend.
Well, it's a very good reason
That's
to leave.
not true, Your Honor.
Even if she thinks it, it's a very good
It
reason
is
to
true,
leave.
but the reason we split up is because she cheated on me.
I don't care.
So-
Actually, that's for another program, another time slot, not mine. I don't actually care about that. All I want to know is she moved out, the lease is in solely your name.
Yes.
And would you tell me why she paid any of the rent for January, February, and March?
She was helping me out, like she said. I didn't
She
have...
was helping you?
Yes.
Why, if she was furious with you, because that's what she says, she was furious with you.
I didn't say she was
then
furious.
Why? She says.
She says she's furious. I didn't. Why?
No. Listen to me. Hey,
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
why would somebody who is furious with you, she says she was furious with you, give you money?
That baffles me.
I
have
wouldn't
no
give you a
idea.
penny.
I wouldn't either.
Because she found out about him being together with her friend.
Listen, go get your 15 minutes someplace else, but don't shout out here.
I'm not trying to get 15 minutes. I'm just trying to state facts.
I don't want you to state anything unless I ask you to.
I raised my hand earlier and I didn't get a turn.
Excuse me.
But tell him not to go far in case I need him.
Will do.
I'm pretty sure we'll need him.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Just as long as she knows that he's here. The gentleman, Motormouth, who was here a moment ago, did he give you any money
No,
towards rent?
He gave me 0.
You never got any money from him?
From him, no. If it came from his account, I don't know where the money came from.
Did you get any money?
That $500 that I put on there that says Tim's half of rent on that page, yes, that's the $500 of Tim's half of rent.
Who is Tim?
Motormouth.
Motormouth.
Yes.
Okay, so you got that money.
That's it.
Well, that's what I'm asking. So you got $500 of the 26 that you gave him, which means you're out $2,100.
If that's what, can I ask
you're
you
out
something?
$2,100.
Can I ask you something? Is that going towards the TV?
Forget the TV. The TV's over. I've already made a judgment on the
but
TV.
if you're accounting that $500 transferred from his account that you see out of Newell Olmstead's account into my account, the $500.
I thought it was from him.
It's out of Newell Olmstead's account.
Oh, well, you can't use that same $500, Mr. Olmsted, 10 times.
I'm not.
You can only use it once.
Tim gave
Listen
her...
to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen to me. You might be a very, very nice man and have many redeeming qualities. You're not George Clooney. Nobody who's not living with you, sir, is going to pay $2,600 for your rent. Not somebody that looks like that. Do you understand? Take a good look. Somebody that looks like that is not going to pay $2,600 for your rent after she's already broken up with you.
I do not have a target.
But that's what she did.
No, she did not. Tim paid her $450. His part of the rent, he paid her. So that's not true. Yes, she...
I don't believe that. And I don't believe Motormouth. I don't believe you should have had nothing to do with her.
Too far
After you
away.
separated, you should have nothing to do with her. How come she gave you money? Did you call her and tell her that you needed money for rent?
I asked her to help me with rent.
Good. You owe her $2,600. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank God it's over.
Obviously, she was still in love.
He's mad that I dated somebody before him.
She cheated on me.
That was before we were together.
I found out about 8 months after she did it when she finally confessed to it.
Now he's with my sister's best friend.
I was asking her, hounding her, and finally she admitted to it.
Don't ever date a loser.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Colley versus Johnson Cross. Step forward, please.
23-year-old Andrea Colley is suing Tiffany Johnson Cross for crashing into her car in the parking lot of their apartment complex.
Why didn't you have insurance on your car?
I didn't have insurance at the time. I didn't even know that it had passed. I had a change of address put in, and my insurance was not mailed to the address that I was residing at. So once I spoke with them, I didn't know that the date was up.
Back, Ms. Cross. Where were you living?
I was living in Forest Park, and then I switched. I'm now in an apartment at Fairfield, but they didn't know that.
Do you have a lease where you're presently living?
Yes, I do.
When did the lease start?
It started in the end of November.
Of 2009? Yes. And on what date did your insurance lapse?
I need to target
My
something
insurance
first.
lapsed on 2/19/2010.
Over there and show me where the accident happened, because each of you claimed that the other caused the accident that we're talking about, and this was in your building.
I do not have a
Show me what you
target.
doing. She was behind you. Yes. And she acknowledges she was behind you, because I read your answer. You were behind her. Go ahead.
I was driving down. I was trying to turn right into my parking spot.
Do you have assigned parking?
No.
So you go where there is an open spot?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I was turning right into my parking spot when she tried to go around me to the right, and which led her to hitting my passenger door and fender.
So she went around you
I'm
on the
out
right.
of range.
Yes, ma'am.
And where those lines are, I assume there were
These lines?
empty spaces.
Too far away.
Okay. Now, you can step back. Now you go over Miss Cross and show me your version of what happened. You're behind her.
Yes, I was behind Miss Colley, and she turned to the left. These spaces here were full. It was 9:30 at night. There were no spaces right here. She turned to park to the left. I proceeded to go past her because she did a complete left turn. When I proceeded to pass her, Miss Colley, I guess she may have saw another space, and she wrapped back around to the right, and she hit me.
I'd like to see pictures of the car.
I require a target.
I want to see a picture of your car. You hit her. She didn't hit you.
No, the damage to my car was more than that, but because of the apartment place you live in.
You hit. I'm looking at her car. You hit her car with the front
I need to
of your
target something
No,
first.
the damage is actually on the side. If you look at the other pictures, it's actually on the side of my vehicle, and that's on the corner. It's not in the front.
Middle of her car.
Where is
Front
that? Because I didn't
of
hit
your car.
I didn't hit the middle of her car. I hit the front of her passenger side.
Perfect. That's exactly what I said.
No, I'm not saying that I hit her. What I'm saying is that's where our cars
That's where our cars collided.
Listen, Miss Cross.
Yes?
I know exactly what happened, and you had no insurance. Did you ask her to report the accident a couple of days later so that you could have your insurance reinstated?
No, I did not.
You didn't?
And it wasn't because I didn't have insurance. At the time, I didn't know that it had lapsed. Until I called to talk to my insurance company, and then that's when they told me. I immediately reinstated my insurance.
Go ahead,
Miss Foley. She hit me.
Go ahead, Miss Foley. No, you hit her. That's why we're here, for me to make that decision. I can see from the pictures you hit her.
I don't see how you get that from the pictures.
Listen, you want to look at them? You can. But that's what my job is, to look at it, to look at that, to listen to the story, and to make a judgment as to whether or not you were trying to get around her because you were trying to exit and she was trying to park. I don't think you were trying to get her parking space. I don't think that that's what you were trying to do. I think that
I don't even live over that area.
Only one attitude here, and that's mine.
I must get
But
closer.
you hit her car because you couldn't wait an extra 2 seconds for her to pull into the spot.
No, I could have waited. She turned left with no
Listen to
signal.
me. You can't talk over me.
No, I can't.
That's what the pictures show, that you hit her car. That's what the damage to her car show, that you hit her car. That's what the damage on your car shows, that it was the front of your car that hit her car. It's exactly what she describes in here, that you went around her.
How did I go around?
Okay, can I see your estimate, please? You still living there?
No, ma'am.
When did you move?
I moved at the beginning of April.
Was your lease up?
No, ma'am.
Why did you move?
I moved because I had 2 jobs. I lost my main job because, in fact, they shut down, so I moved back in with my parents.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,954. Your counterclaims dismissed.
She didn't have insurance, so she needs to
We exchanged information. I cooperated with her.
She hit me 20 minutes later. After that, she called me and tried to tell me to lie to my insurance and say it happened the next morning.
No, I did not.
It's insurance fraud, and it's not happening.
I don't know it.
Everybody should have insurance, especially a grown woman, and you know you don't have insurance.
I told her that I didn't have insurance once I talked to my insurance company, and that was it.
You need to either stop driving.
Yeah, Plague L is my mother, not me.
I just put it in the account. She told me to put it in.
You owe my mother money.
Oh, now I want her money.
No, I believe you. Mr. Olmsted, I see where you gave her $1,500. She says she only received 1 payment of $500.
I need to target something first.
That's a lie.
Yes, ma'am.
She received 3 payments of $500. 2 went into her savings accounts and 1 went into...
I have a building. For Miss Spalding was on approximately...
Month and year.
It would have been April 2018.
And in what month did your daughter need school clothes?
She would have started school around August the 9th of this year.
What did you send to her in the text?
I told her that Samuel was contacting me. And then she's like, I don't believe you, show me. I sent her a screenshot of the phone call that he had made me, and then she agreed to meet up with me so we could talk.
Okay, so when you were dating him from June to August, did you know he had a girlfriend?
No.
When did he tell you that he had a girlfriend?
He didn't tell me he had a girlfriend. What happened, he would talk about her as his ex-girlfriend, but he would talk about her very often. And then after we were broken up, like, I had a feeling they were together. So once he called me, I'm like, I need to contact her and tell her what's going on, because I know
that he's contacting you
that
again.
He's contacting me again.
I see. And who broke off your relationship in August of 2016?
I don't recall, Your Honor.
Do you remember?
I did, Your Honor.
You did. Tell me about how you broke off the relationship.
I called her and I told her I wanted to work things out with Rocio.
Did he ever tell you that?
No.
She's lying.
No. Actually, it's only one liar standing there. That would be you. By the way, do you live with Miss DeLeon?
Yes, we live together.
And you've been living together since when?
January 25th of this year.
You trust him now?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now, I want you to tell me, Miss Hernandez, did you get a call from Mr. Galvin after January of 2000?